Hi, my name is Samantha and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Clarke County Fall Festival. Let's get into it. So I was at the Clarke County Fall Festival for the first time last weekend. I had two 10 by 10 booths. Each booth was $80, so I paid $160. I thought all the way up until Tuesday that this thing was going to be outside at the fairgrounds. I was wrong. This was the Clarke County equivalent to doing the Idle show. So there was a recreation building and there was people inside of the recreation building as well as in the parking lot. It was such a well-organized event. It was absolutely amazing. I signed up back in July and I mailed a check, mailed my application and, wrote it down on my list and didn't think much about it. I thought, oh, it's at the fairgrounds. Oh, it's outside. It's in the dirt. I know what to expect. Leading up to the event, we're about 2 weeks out and I haven't heard anything. I'm emailing on the email chain that I thought was the right email. Turns out it wasn't. And I'm asking hey, I have two booths, but I only have one tent. Is that okay? Can I set up my tent in the middle of the booth? And I'm not hearing anything back. It's the week of, it's on Tuesday when I'm leaving to go to the show, right? And I call the number and I'm like, hey, I'm really confused. I haven't received any information on this show. I have some questions. And the lady's like, you probably got scammed, this and that. And she's like, you should cancel the check. And I was like, I mailed the check back in July. I can't really cancel that. And so I'm like, do you have any spots outside? Because she's like, all the inside spots are full, but maybe I have a spot outside. And I was like, okay, I'd appreciate being able to do anything. How else am I going to find a last minute show during show season? And then she looks me up. No, I did sign up for the right show. I did not get scammed, thank God. But I didn't receive the email, right? And I'm like, why didn't I receive the email? She's like, I'm not sure, but your booth number is this and this. I was like, okay, and so then we got off the phone and we're emailing back and forth, okay, what time is setup, this and that. Setup on Friday was from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 9 to 8 or something like that. A long time, plenty of time. You could have set up any point during the day. It was so great. It was so easy. I show up at the fairgrounds, right? And there's no one there. And I'm like, this is not right. And I start looking it up and try and figure out what the address is. Turns out that the recreation building is across the street. So I wasn't that far away. Got to the right parking lot and I'm like, oh, this makes a lot more sense. And I go and park the car, leave the stuff in the car, go inside, hi, I'm Samantha. I'm supposed to be in booth, da-da-da-da-da. And speak to the organizer. Her name is Tanya, super nice lady. She's great to work with. She takes me to where my booth is. I have a double corner booth, which I was not expecting. I thought it was going to be one corner and then a side. I got a double corner booth inside the gym, which was the biggest inside area. Amazing spot. Absolutely loved it. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. So go grab my stuff from the car. So the only con to this was that I was expecting to set up wide, right? I wasn't expecting in under a tent. I didn't know what to expect when I went inside. And so I kind of had to think about my game plan. Thankfully, my game plan for Dulles is kind of similar, just at an angle. So I just did that flat, got my table set up, got my rug centered. The rug didn't really have a purpose because my booth was much bigger, but I used my 4 tables, 2 on the front, 2 on the sides, and then I had my sign, and then I had my coat hanger rack for my wine bags. It was really easy. I got all my tables and my displays set up, and then I went and got the other 4 bins that I had in Virginia, got those dropped off at the show, so that Saturday morning when I showed up at the show, the only thing I had to do was put my product up on the tables. That took me 20 minutes. I always arrive an hour before the show starts, so if the show starts at 10, I show up at 9, so I showed up an hour before the show started. Took me 20 minutes, then I got all my social media pictures, posted my pictures, and then I got to walk around and go look at stuff, and I spent money. Okay. I saw this bag when I was first walking in. I'm walking, I parked my car farther away. Here's the other thing why I didn't want to set up the day of, is because I wanted to be able to park farther away and not have to carry anything. So the only thing I was carrying in was my food and my what's it called, like my work bag, like my bag with my stuff for the show. So I really didn't have a lot of stuff to bring in, and I'm walking past and like this bag caught my eye, and I was like, oh, I want to go back and look at it. So I got all set up and I go outside and I go look at it, and it was $90. I was like, oh, I really shouldn't spend $90. And then I started talking to the lady, and she was so nice, and I was like, oh, I really like this bag. And she's like, I'll cut you a deal because you're a vendor. I was like, okay, how much you want for it? And she was like, $90. And then she started like pulling out these other containers, and she ended up giving me a tote and 2 scrunchies. I'll have to add in the pictures because I don't have it with me right this second, but this is the bag. Oh my God, the craftsmanship, like definitely well worth $90. I just shouldn't have been spending $90. You know what I mean? So she did an amazing job. It has these handles on the top. It can either be like a tote or it can be a book bag. This is a zipper. This is a pouch. We've got spots for drinks. Then on the back, you know, you could take these off. You could add it to the sides if you want. There's this zipper here. There's this pocket here. Then inside, there's these 2 pockets. This is waterproof vinyl. There's those 2 pockets right there. And then, oh, I didn't even notice this. Oh my God, that's adorable. So like the inside pocket is lined. You know I'm a sucker for old lady flowers. So this caught my eye. I love the daisies. I think it's so cute. I've been using this for the past 2 days. I just kind of put my other purse inside of this purse and just have been using it like that. But I love it. It is such an amazing purse. She was such a kind woman. Do I have the business card? Amy's Handmade Bags. Measure twice, cut once, curse, repeat. I didn't even notice that. But I will have all of her information down below. Here is her card. She was such an amazing woman. Definitely support her if you are in the market for any bags. Highly recommend. Such a great woman. Definitely want to support her. So it was $160. So that means my goal was $500 because I tripled, right? So 160 times 3, I wanted $500, $250 each day. Setup was on Friday. The show was Saturday 9 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3. Pros and cons. So the first pro was that the aisles were wide. Like I never felt like there was an issue when there was anyone with a wheelchair or a walker or a stroller. Aisles were great. They were well marked. It was great. Kind people. I did not have any issues with any other vendors or any of the customers. One customer story, I want to know your opinion, but I really did not have any issues. No Karens, no drama. That's my actually next pro, no drama. Organizer was great to work with. You know, other than Friday when she showed me my booth, I saw her multiple times, but I never really interacted with her again. And that was, again, something that I love. Like, no news is good news. I don't know what her intention was, but I believe she was checking on us. And I saw her walking around the gym multiple times both days. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate an organizer who's aware of everything that's happening at the show. So highly recommend. She was great to work with, well aware of everything that was happening. I wanted to say thank you at the end, but she was already gone. So I need to send her an email. I keep forgetting. I need to send her an email and say thank you. And the last pro is that it was very well marked. So you know how I talked about at the Quakertown show, I didn't really know exactly where my spot was. This was so well marked, all the corners marked with blue tape, perfect. Really easy to tell where I was meant to be. Cons, there was no music. So at the times when it was slower, so like in the morning, the first hour was really slow. And it was like, you could hear a pin drop on the other side of the gym. So definitely need some music going or some like low volume noise, because it's just kind of awkward when it's so quiet. But on the flip side of that, you don't want live music, or you don't want music that's so loud that you can't talk to your customers. So I would count it as a con. Like, we do need a little bit of ambiance music, but we needed it to not be super loud. Another con was the ceiling. Now, I was not underneath this contraption thing that somebody did, but I'm assuming it's because the ceiling was leaking, and it looked like someone's uncle went and like got a tarp and a hose and connected it and was like diverting the leak or whatever was happening. I was not under that part of the gym, but I would have been very worried about like the water dripping onto my product. And that's another good point, that when you leave a show for the night, a lot of people just put fabric over their tables to help protect their tables from theft or like damage or anything. I use Dollar Tree tablecloths, and those are plastic, so that means that it's going to prevent any water damage. So I do not recommend using fabric to cover your booth. I definitely think you should use plastic, like a tablecloth or like vinyl, like something that is gonna divert the water. Like, what if there was a water leak and it leaked all over your booth? And it's probably gonna be nasty water too. So that was concerning. Nothing happened as far as I know, but like, it looks so janky, and I was like, what is happening? Like, what is that thing? But yeah, that was really strange. Lack of diversity. So there was so many like crochet animal people, so many wreath people. I swear, like every 3 booths was wreaths. And then simple DIY. So like when you Google like what to sell at a craft show, and it's like, take this Dollar Tree item and this Dollar Tree item and glue them together. There was so many people selling stuff like that. I cannot remember if this one was supposed to be like a handmade one or like what the requirements were. There were no MLMs, so that was good. But like there was some people, I'm like, are you really selling that? Are people really buying it? Or like so many people with the when you take the pot holders and you sew it onto the tea towel and then like you hang it up. So like what, that took her like a minute to do that? Like I don't know. There was so many repeat simple crafts like that, and then there were so many crochet animal people, so many wreaths, so many of like your typical sewing things were like the bowl cozy, the totes, the table runners. So I feel like they could have done a lot better with the diversity and like not allowed so many people of the same category. Like, yes, I'm a sewist as well, but my products were much different than that of anybody else there. What's interesting is, remember how I said at the Quakertown one that there was nobody else who was like sustainability, and I feel like that hurt me because like I didn't feel like it was a sustainable crowd. This crowd, I didn't see any other booth that had sustainability either, yet I sold quite a few towels and people were interested, and half the people already knew what they were. So that was really interesting to me. I didn't expect that. The item that I got asked for, the animal, was elephants. I don't have elephants, so gotta add that to the list of for the 600 jar opener challenge for February. If you don't want to know what I'm talking about, I'll have the other videos linked down below. Slow start both mornings. Both mornings took like over an hour for there to be anybody in the main gym and like start shopping. Easy setup, easy breakdown. I did park farther away. There was a bunch of different parking lots, gravel, asphalt, and I parked down at like the pool parking lot and just walked. Because we were in so many different places, so there was the people outside, there was the people in the gym, there was the people in the cafeteria, there was the people in the little office, and then the little office on the side. So there was 4 rooms inside the building and 1 outside. So there was 5 sections. Because everyone was like in such different sections and there were so many different access points to this building, setting up and breaking down really wasn't that big of a deal when it came to like moving the car. Like moving the car closer and like being able to pack up really wasn't a big deal because everybody was in so many different places that it wasn't like congested into one area. So that was really great. I also feel like because we were all in such different areas, it made it feel never congested with the customers either. Like I had a decent amount of sales and a decent amount of customers all weekend, but it never felt busy. I could always see across the booth. It was never like jam-packed, and I never felt like I was like trying to juggle multiple customers at one time. So it was really interesting. I didn't expect that. It was free admission, free parking. I would ask to be put next to a wall next time because I have my sign. So I was like, this is my only like little beef, and I didn't even talk about it because I just didn't even want to deal with any arguments or anything. But like I was within my booth and I left myself like a little gap on the side to be able to get in and out. And the person behind me made their booth like a corner booth, even though they shouldn't have been because they were not a corner. So their customers had to then come into my booth space, right? Like I didn't have anything in that spot because that was my exit entry point. They had to come into my space to look at her stuff. And I was just kind of like, you don't do that, right? Like use your space. Cause like if I would have had stuff up to that spot, her people would have had like a half foot to be able to shop her stuff. So I was like, why did you do that? Like that's not your spot. But I did not want to start any beef. I was not about to do anything, but that bothered me, but whatever, let it go. I made my booth by 11 a.m. on Saturday. So 2 hours, made my booth. Love it. Okay, so let's talk numbers. So the booth was $160, 2 days. Goal was 500 total, 250 each day. On Saturday, we did $492 gross, $464 net. There's a difference because in person I do buy 3 get $2 off. So the total sales would have been $464. 24 sales, average sale $20.50. $330 in cards, $161 in cash. So I paid $10 in credit card fees. On Saturday, it was $176, $166 net, 8 sales, $22 average. Card sales was $148, cash was $28, fee was $5. So that means total, drum roll please, was $668 or $630. So $630 is the net. 32 sales and $15 in fees. So on Saturday, we sold jar openers, reusable towels, tissue pouches, wine bags, and coasters. So the biggest thing by far this weekend was the jar openers. We did 38 jar openers on Saturday for $228, 12 reusable towels, which is $192, 7 tissue pouches, which is $42, 2 wine bags, which is $20, 1 coaster, which is $10. And then for Sunday, only sold jar openers, reusable towels, and wine bags. 1 wine bag for $10. I should have just taken that display home on Saturday. 17 jar openers for $102, and then 4 reusable towels for $64. So in total, the biggest sale was the jar openers. So 55 jar openers, $330, 16 reusable towels, $256, 7 tissue pouches, $42, 3 wine bags, $30, and 1 coaster for $10. So I did take home the coasters and the soap towel pouches on Saturday because they weren't selling, right? I sold one to a teenager. I didn't expect that. Like, she got coasters, tissue pouch, and a wine bag, not a wine bag, a jar opener, I think those are the 3 things she picked out. And I was like, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. Like, I didn't know a teenager would be interested in coasters. So yeah, so that was the 1 coaster that sold. I should have just taken the wine bags home too, because like they were just taking up space that was unnecessary. People definitely packed up early. I have a couple different clips. I consolidated, right? And then within the last hour, and then I packed up at 3 o'clock on Sunday. At 3 o'clock on Sunday, half the people were already gone. And like I said, the event organizer was already gone, so I don't even think she was aware of any of that. But I thought it was absolutely a great show. I would love to do it again. I'm going to, in my email, ask if I can sign up for the spring show. I don't know if there's any spots, but I will definitely be back again. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt that I didn't sign up for this before. But like I said, I thought it was at the fairgrounds. I thought it was going to be outside in the dirt, not that great. The people outside were definitely cold. It was not as great to be outside. I was told that the spring show, it's good to be outside. I don't know. I don't want to deal with the elements. I would much rather be inside, but I want a spot at the show anywhere if possible. So like I said, it was a great show. I'm so grateful to have gone. It was so easy. I would love to do it again. 100% recommend as a customer and a vendor. So great. This coming weekend, I will be at the Dulles Expo Center on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Thursday night, I will be doing a live video. I'll have that link down below because the Barnes are doing a sale at the AMS is doing a sale at the Barnes at Brambleton. So I'll be doing a live video so you can see everything that is available. If you want to shop that event, you'll need to come in person on Friday or Saturday. I will not physically be there, but my product will be there, as well as hundreds of other vendors. Upstairs is a single checkout, so you can pick out all of your Christmas gifts and check out at one checkout. Downstairs will be individual vendors set up with their own booths. But I will be at Dulles, so if you want to see my product, I'll have product in 2 places. If you want to come say hi, I'll be at the Dulles Expo Center. I will put my booth spot. I am on, when you walk into Dulles, I'm on the left-hand side towards the back, but I'll put my booth spot on the screen. So definitely check out the Barnes at Brambleton this weekend. Check out the Dulles Expo Center. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.